Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole. Hey, Firefly, what's up?
What's up, Butterfly?
Oh gosh, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah,
Today's fun.
today's fun. I mean, it's kind of trashy, but it's fun. I mean, I feel like we're watching a reality TV
It
show.
kind of feels like General Hospital. It's like
Yeah.
Luke and Laura are breaking up.
Yeah, it's like a
Remember Luke and
soap,
Laura?
it's like a soap opera
Yeah.
slash reality show.
It's the Trump Elon drama.
Yeah,
Drama.
their little it's like a lover's quarrel type of thing.
You know what it kind of feels like? It's like Eminem has got beef with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? They're just like they're feuding.
They're feuding, they're having a fight. It's like, do you think they're gonna have a fight and then get back together, or is this like, I think this might be
Well,
the
we've
divorce.
kind of
This
now
is like the
see
divorce.
this is divorce feels
Yeah,
yeah,
it feels
it feels
feels
divorcey.
divorcey.
It does. It feels
It
divorcey.
feels-
We kind of it's funny because we were kind of reading the tea leaves before. And we were kind of noticing how Elon was kind of hopping around, really excited.
Yeah, he was like jumping up and down, kind of like Tom Cruise did on Oprah that one time.
Exactly. Like,
Like all
okay,
like I'm in the in crowd now. I'm gonna
you're
be popular.
overjoyed. You're overjoyed right
Yeah.
now. You need to like not be so excited.
Yeah.
And then I think we were kind of saying, he kind of had too many kids. I think,
He's got a lot of kids
I think that,
from like a lot of different baby mamas.
yeah. So now I'm starting to kind of see the dynamics of the cult is like you get people like you get people like Elon and Joe Rogan,
Mhm.
and they're desperate to be in the cult.
Totally.
They want the cult,
Yeah.
but the cult kind of like messes with them a little bit.
Yeah. Because they're like, yeah, you can be in the cult. You just
Yeah,
have to do these things,
yeah,
and then once you do them, we'll run you under the bus. But
yeah,
it's okay. You'll enjoy your time.
yeah. So the cult kind of used Elon and kind of like dangled a carrot in front of his face, and I think he had to go play that role with X.
Right.
He had to play that role.
Yeah.
And that was like an important like psyop for the blue pill Trump cult, I think.
Totally, because they were all on board. They're like, Elon's gonna save us. He's saving free
Yeah.
speech.
And then
And then he just decided to like sell off free speech.
so
Whatever.
that makes me wonder if Alex Jones put his pom poms away now. Because how's Alex Jones going to be like full on Trump Elon cheerleader now?
Now that they broke up. It's like you have to make a decision, you have to make a choice. Like, when you have friends who like get a divorce and then
Yeah,
they're like, "Well, are you going to be friends with the husband or the wife?" And it's like a whole thing. Like it's
yeah,
like team Edward, team remember the whole Twilight thing
exactly.
where they were which side are you
Who
on?
are you with?
Yeah.
That's right. And this kind of feels like Trump kind of had a midlife crisis and
Hmm.
just is dumping his wife to go for some younger puss, maybe.
Well, Trump does do that.
He likes to do that,
He's had like three wives also and
you know?
several kids
And he always
too.
kind of like trades younger.
He does.
So
Yeah.
maybe Elon's
Maybe Elon.
just like not his type anymore.
Yeah, he wasn't fun anymore. He was
Threw him
fun
under
for
the
a
bus.
while.
See. I think what's really going on is Elon has too many kids
Hmm.
with too many girls, and they are like, we're kind of seeing that's like a pattern. You probably are not going to stop doing that.
Yeah.
You're going to be like Mick Jagger, like 83 with a 19-year-old.
Oh
So
God.
we're going to vote you off the island now because we're not going to put up with that. That might be why. Because, they really want to exterminate a lot of people. And I don't think
Oh,
he
right.
ever got his Antarctica pass of like, I'm in the cold. Maybe
Yeah.
Elon was applying for cult status,
Yeah.
but Satan said no.
So do you think Elon doesn't have a submarine?
I think he really wanted
He
one,
wanted one.
but I think it's getting taken away now.
Maybe he was like applying for his submarine driving license. They were like, uh-oh, the alarms went off. They're
You
like,
know,
he's trying to get in.
well, Elon got kind of a little maverick, kind of like Kanye.
Mm,
Did you notice like he would get a little bold with his texts?
he did.
And he would kind of say stuff like he was a tough guy and
Yeah.
like he was calling the shots. And I think Satan said, "Ooh, no, Elon."
Put the brakes
You
on.
you haven't actually come into the inner sanctum yet. And
You only have free-ish speech. Free-ish
so
speech
I
for
think he
you.
got calibrated by Satan.
Yeah,
I think that's what might be going
I
on.
think that's what happened.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I mean, the thing that he kind of is accusing Trump of though is I kind of think that might be true.
Mm,
Trump looked pretty cozy with Epstein.
right. But I'm just wondering if Elon wasn't also on that list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Because he's so desperate to
why
be in
didn't
the
he
in
just
crowd.
text it like this? Like, I was there too.
I was there and I saw him. I was there and I saw him.
I was at Epstein Island with you. He doesn't ever say that. He's
Yeah,
like, you're on the list. It's like,
yeah,
well, yeah, you guys are both getting like, steam rooms together on Epstein
totally.
Island. Everybody gets steam rooms. It seems like they're all like steam room buddies.
Or like hot yoga.
Hot
Yeah,
yoga.
let's go
It's
do
like
hot
they
yoga.
just love rubbing effervescent gels on each other. I just kind of feel
So
like
gross.
everything's so like, because like, who could have come up with like a sicker fiction than the Epstein Island thing?
That's so deranged.
Like all of our power players are all associated with this island where we
It's
traffic young kids for sex.
yeah.
Like, like if you went back to like the 1700s and you said, what do you think will be like the ruling elites of the 21st century? They probably wouldn't have been able to come up with, you know, well, they all kind of just blackmail each other with like having sex with minors. It's like, really? That's what we do. Okay.
That's gross.
So, anyways, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is all a script.
Yeah. So it kind of looks like that to me. I mean, it looks way too like soap opera-ish, and very juvenile. Like I think you were kind of comparing it to like, 16-year-olds having a fight over a boy or something, and
Yeah,
then they want to like trash the other one, like, no way,
but
and bully
totally,
each other.
totally.
Yeah.
They're not acting like um the age that they are.
No, or the status that they are. Like you'd think they'd be able to keep that under control. So this seems to me, it feels very scripted and reality TV show-ish, which
Thank
Donald
you.
Trump has experience with.
I can't believe how you read my mind. I was vacuuming. I was vacuuming the other day, cleaning my house,
Hmm.
and I was thinking, you know, Trump is able to turn like regular activities like that into like a reality show.
Hmm.
He is very skilled at turning reality into a quote unquote show.
Hmm.
And now I'm starting to think that he's been part of the cult the whole time.
Yeah.
And The Apprentice was like the driving range.
Yeah.
He had to practice
Yeah.
being on script all the time
Right.
because that's a skill
It is.
to like always have cameras on you even when you're vacuuming, it's like kind of gnarly.
Totally.
So you got to like learn how to just
Act natural.
what's kind of weird is like Zelensky's whatever that guy's name is in Ukraine.
Yeah.
How many Y's does that guy have in his
A
name?
lot of mirrors.
Vladimir Zelensky, and he hangs out with Sean Penn. He thinks he's cool, and
Oh my
Bono, of
God,
course,
Sean
loves him.
Penn is such a cult member.
That dude, Bono, after the 99% scandal with
Yeah,
the AIDS thing, I think he's kind of like not good. Like if he's hanging out with Zelensky and calling him his friend, that's cult.
yeah,
I mean, you're dealing with the guy who stole the AIDS proceeds.
right. Birds of
So,
a feather.
but here's what's weird about Zelensky. He's kind of got this like reality show past.
Oh, totally. He was like some kind of B
Actor?
actor
He's
in,
like an actor.
yeah,
Why is everybody an actor? And why is I know All the World to Me is a stage by Rush, but wait a second. I didn't know that it was all a stage. And now Trump is a reality show actor. And we talked
turned
about how
president.
Elon is kind of like he's like Joey on Friends. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah,
like trying really hard to be in the group.
but not as cool.
He's not as cool as Joey.
Joey was kind of cool because he was
Joey was
just he
cooler.
was just this dumb guy that
Joey at
was
least
fun to
was
hang out
aloof.
with. Yeah,
Like I think Elon is just desperate to be in the cult.
totally.
And I think he's getting told no now.
Yeah, so I think the whole thing is scripted, but I think possibly, even though this is scripted, I think that Elon might be throwing a bit of a tantrum because he doesn't want to be voted off. He's been written off the show and he doesn't like that,
Well, we've talked
you
about
know?
how these people join with Satan and then they get betrayed by each other.
Yeah.
So these cult members betray each other. Because remember, that's what happened to Bono.
Hmm.
I think Elon like threw Bono under the bus.
Really?
So I think maybe what if Bono got pissed and now he's getting voted off because Bono got pissed.
Like maybe Bono still had some power and he was like,
Bono
I
is
want that
like,
guy off.
dude,
Write
I
him off.
sang one, so fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened because
Yeah.
he dissed Bono. Remember, I talked about that. Like
Yeah.
it was only like a week ago. He dissed Bono,
Totally. Oh
and
my
now he's
God.
getting voted off.
That is so true.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think you
Good
kind of,
connection.
like Elon maybe got too big for his britches, and now he's getting voted off the island.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening.
Because you ever watch those reality shows? Like, why did Mark get voted off? You know,
Yeah.
it's always for these weird reasons.
Right.
But it's a reality show. We're watching a reality show.
Totally.
And Elon is a character on this reality show. And oh, they got a new reality show. Did you see how disgusting it is?
What is it?
It's called Love. And
Like for real? A
yeah,
real reality
it's
show?
a reality show about love.
I started watching some show on Netflix that is a scripted show about reality show. So I forgot what it's called.
It's a phenomenon.
It's like real life or something like it's actually like a dramatic scripted show, but the premise is all these people that are producing a reality like bachelor style dating
It's a
show.
parody of a parody.
Yeah, totally. And it shows them like behind the scenes and how they're all like kind of tricking the players into like saying certain things and trying and getting it on camera. Like the guy's like hiding behind a bush with the camera.
Oh
Like,
my God.
yeah, and I think that's probably what really
Epiphany.
happens. What?
Epiphany.
What?
Holy cow.
What?
I think we need to study reality shows
Yeah,
in order to have kind of a good reading of the tea leaves of what's going to happen in politics.
great idea.
I think reality shows, the dynamics of the reality
Yeah,
shows are what is being implemented now. This is a reality show.
this is a total reality show.
Elon just got voted off
He's like
and
the
he's throwing a temper tantrum.
he's kind of like the villain on the show right now that's like
He's Puck.
he's getting kicked off. He's getting voted
He's
off.
Puck from the real world. Remember from
Yeah.
1995?
Yeah.
And it was like, I am Pedro and I have AIDS. I took AZT. And then Puck said something bad about Pedro and he got voted off that. But he got to move out of the house. And I remember his script was he threw kind of a temper tantrum.
Oh.
And that was all part of his script. Like, because the bigger the tantrum, the more the blue pill kind of sets in.
Well, yeah, and like so this show that I was watching, they want people that will create drama and like excitement on the show. Like they want people that are gonna like stir things up and create like
Trump
fun to watch stuff. This is
Trump
Trump.
is very practiced
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah,
He's like the drama maker.
totally.
He loves to say the things that, and the Trump cult, they're like, they love Cheers. They just watch Cheers
Yeah.
every episode.
And everything he says, they love it. And then the other side hates him.
Hates
He
him.
stirs them up so much. They can't stand any, like a lot of them just like, I hate Trump. Like it doesn't matter what he does. They just hate him. And it doesn't matter what's happening. It's all
That's
Trump's
right.
fault.
That's right. And it's all scripted.
Yeah.
And it's all a reality show. And I think we need to look at that. We need to look at the dynamics of the reality shows.
That's so true.
Because like when you're talking about that one show, that might be like put out by the cult.
It is.
Because this is the thing.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. So they're kind of showing us what goes on behind the scenes.
Well, I need to watch that now.
Yeah.
Because I remember I told you
it's kind of really irritating because they're super annoying, but it'll be good.
I have
It'll
Netflix
be good
now.
intel.
I have Netflix now.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I got kind of coerced at Costco?
Yeah.
Like Costco,
They were like, you're getting a new phone and you're getting Netflix.
against your will.
Yeah.
You're just going there because large shopping carts are going to be shoving you that way, and you have no
You're getting
choice.
pushed into
You're
the
signing
T-Mobile
up for Netflix
corner.
and T-Mobile. Come on. And so I kind of felt shoved, but I have T-Mobile with Netflix. I think I'm going to go watch that,
Okay.
and I think I need to
Mm-hmm.
because this is the dynamics of the geopolitical sphere. right now.
Totally.
The other thing that's interesting is Trump is keeping his base blue pilled.
Yes, totally.
Like,
But
you know,
what we were talking about a little bit earlier is how is he doing that? Because some of the stuff he's doing is kind of I mean like they were all on board with Trump Elon. They were so on board with like the team. So how are they going to keep this group together? You know what I mean?
but I think Trump is always the Teflon Don. And he's always the one where if you mess with Trump, you go down.
Mm,
Remember Tiger Woods's wife or girlfriend was a skier?
yes.
What was her name?
Um
She was like in the Olympics.
I don't remember, but she was a real pretty blonde lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiger's like whatever. Well anyways, she like dissed Trump, remember? It was like I can't remember what Winter Olympics it was, but she came out and she was like, "Well, since I'm in the Olympics, a lot of these Olympians they use their platform to be political.
I know.
Like that
Well, it's
one,
just like actors and,
like that one lesbian that plays for the soccer team. And she's like, I have pink
oh,
hair
yeah,
and I look like I take Ozempic, and I really hate Trump. You know,
totally.
but so here's part of Trump's reality show character. Have you noticed this?
Hmm.
Trump's reality show character has a characteristic. It's his superhero power. His
Okay.
superhero power is the Trump curse. Have you ever heard the Trump curse?
No.
Anytime somebody comes out and talks smack about him, then they go down. So
Wow.
what happened with Trump's with Tiger's girlfriend is she was going to the Olympics and she came out and said something bad about Trump and then broke her arm on the run.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's part of the narrative. So she had to play her part.
So you can't say anything bad about him or you're going to
Like,
get,
well, I can't remember her name, but she entered into the reality show for a little while and she probably
yeah.
sold her soul to Satan so that she could.
She was just like a supporting character.
She did. She came in. She was like
She was like a day player.
she was like E. Jean Carroll.
Yeah.
She just kind of showed up for
She had like a 3 episode arc.
yes. And she probably sold her soul for that, which is kind of sad.
Yeah,
But
but
she
that's
did.
what they do because they always think they're going to get like a bigger
Yeah.
part on something else in the
But she's
future.
Tara Reid.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
just became Pete and Mother. But that's but too bad. You sold your soul anyways.
Yeah.
Because Satan doesn't care. He's
No.
like, whatever.
It's like once you sign on the dotted
You
line,
can't
you're
both.
mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Sign on the dotted line and you're mine.
And hey, you know what? I decide if you're good, even if you sold your soul. So now that person loses their soul and didn't they never went big.
Yeah, it's a
So,
gamble.
but I think that's part of Trump's like reality show character. So this is what my theory is. I'm a
Okay.
bad person.
I know.
I'm
Well,
really
you're not bad. You're only bad to the cult.
I'm bad to the core.
Bad to the
They
cult.
hate me because
It's
I
like bad to the core, but bad to
well,
the
because
cult.
remember Anthony Fauci was like, if we keep allowing these conspiracy theorists to just
Talk.
talk, you can just kiss this civilization. Bye bye.
It's the end of civilization
It's
if
the
we
end.
talk.
You may not do that. They start talking about the beagles and they start talking about the kids behind the hospital.
All the stuff,
Shut up.
all the people I killed.
So he wants me to shut up.
Yeah,
Anthony Fauci gets mad,
I know.
but I don't really care because he's kind of a little gremlin. So, anyways, I'm going to have a conspiracy theory right now.
Okay,
This is my
let's
conspiracy
let's
theory.
have it.
Okay. So, Trump is a reality show character
Yeah.
with a whole backstory.
Okay.
His
It's
back,
good to have backstory.
it's
It builds
backstory.
a better character on screen.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Japanese girl in Kill Bill. Like when they introduce her, it's Lucy Liu, but they show like a cartoon version of her past,
Yeah.
and so you get caught up in like, oh, who she is.
Right.
Well, Trump kind of has that.
Okay.
Trump has that in now. His ethos is he's the Teflon Don, right?
Yeah.
And anybody who talks smack about him gets Robert De Niro.
Oh.
Like Robert De Niro talks smack about him, and then look at like, oh, now he's tanking. And Trump likes to point that out.
Good
Like,
analogy.
don't come against me, your career will tank.
Wow.
Elon might have breached that, and now Trump is like, hey, he said something about bad about me, so now he's done. And so the blue pill is gonna be potent still.
Right.
The cult is still gonna be like they're gonna have
They're going to be
a
even
bubble
more.
that explains this away.
Yeah, they're going to be even more on board with Trump. But what are they going to say about Elon? Because they were, remember, they were against Elon before and his brain chips, but then they suddenly liked Elon because he was like part of the Trump scene and he was all about free speech. But now that he's out of the Trump scene, how are they? Do you think?
Blue
Do
pill,
you think they're
the
still
blue
gonna?
pill people contradict themselves.
I know
They don't mind. They got cognitus.
they've got cogdiss.
And we can't because it's so prevalent. We can't say cognitive dissonance.
Plus, cogdiss sounds way cooler.
It's cog.
It's like you're getting dissed,
You're getting
but
dissed.
cogged.
You got dissed by a cog in the wheel. You're just a cog in the wheel, and you got dissed. So they got cognitus.
Yeah,
Cogdiss.
they got some deep, serious cogdiss.
Cogdiss allows you to say Elon is a hero. Now he's a villain. That's how it works. That's how,
Hero, villain.
that's how it works. Well, they're used to that. They're used to that because it's like COVID, Ukraine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now it's like it was actually villain, and then it was hero, villain again.
I can't remember that one comic. His name was something Black, and he was a political comic, and he was talking about way back in the beginning of the turn of the century. And I
Hmm.
know that makes us feel old, but back
You
around
mean the turn of like this
this
last
century,
century?
yeah,
Okay.
so like 25 years ago
Yeah.
or 22 years ago, I can't remember his name. His last name was Black. He was a stand-up comic, and he was talking about that's where I got that from because he was talking about our reaction to 9/11
Oh,
and how it was Afghanistan.
right.
That's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
And that's what we get trained is you have to drink our Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
It's Afghanistan. By the way, we're going to attack Iraq.
Yeah. Then
Wait a
they
second.
just shift gears and go the other way. But also, okay, so this whole thing also makes me wonder about like what maybe is really going on that they want to distract us from. You know what I mean?
Well, what did
Like
we just talk
while
about
this whole
last
thing is
time?
happening.
What was our last episode on?
What was our last episode?
Palon or
Oh,
Palan
Palantir.
Palantir.
Yeah.
So, okay,
That's probably what they want us to be distracted from.
let's pay attention to Luke and Laura on General Hospital drama.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the fact that Palantir has a bot that decides 100 new targets a day.
Yeah.
And we give them a score after surveilling everything they do, and we kill them, or maybe, we kill them.
Yeah.
That's what just came out in the wash.
And Trump was on board with it.
And Trump's like, well, that's like totally.
Yeah.
We have our CIA is invested in that. And Trump is like, yeah, no problem.
Right. And
No, because he was even saying, we're going to have a comprehensive tracking system.
and the Trump cult doesn't want to hear about that being bad. They're probably on board with that. It's good because it's under Trump.
It's going to be used for immigration.
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
Well, right now,
Tracking
it's
on
being,
air, land, and sea.
yeah.
It's a good thing.
Right now, it's being used to like kill kids in Palestine.
Yeah.
But that's just the driving range.
Yeah, that's just where they're practicing. But when it comes here, it's going to be good.
It's going to
We'll
be good.
we'll be under
It's gonna be
24/7
like,
surveillance.
hey, we're getting rid of the bad illegal immigrants
Yeah.
that the same cult brought
Yeah.
in.
So we're gonna watch you 24 hours a day,
So
everywhere you go.
maybe the Trump, Elon, Luke and Laura drama
Yeah.
might be like, pay attention to this because that Palantir thing is
Gnarly.
yeah, and plus,
Gnarly.
also like let's get past Peter Thiel's kind of embarrassing like show
It
that
was
he
like
put
a
on.
seizure that he was having, just trying to get out like one word.
This needs to be a big drama. We got to get people focusing on the Elon Trump drama because Peter Thiel just looked really bad.
Yeah. Maybe too many people were like questioning this Palantir thing
Yeah.
and so they're like, quick, we need a rewrite in the script real quick. Like what can we throw in? Like
That's why that's why the cult needs us to become Dory.
yeah.
We have
Yeah.
to be Dory.
Everybody's story.
You
Like
have to.
people have the attention spans of a gnat, it's like total Dories. Groundhog Day. We
It's
talked about
Groundhog
that in
Day.
our Groundhog Day episode.
And that's why they want you on a blue pill because now
Mhm.
we've talked about how mind control works. They get you to be severanced.
Right.
And that's how they want you. Because if you're not severanced, you're going to start to see through this kind of stuff.
Totally.
And you're going to go, dude, how are these people still in the Trump cult? Now, Trump, I think, Trump just did a tell. We've talked about poker before.
Right.
Trump just did a tell.
Mm. Do tell.
He's in the cult.
Yeah.
His tell was Palantir. He's not addressing that.
No.
Palantir should be like in the State of the Union address. It should be like the
Totally.
first thing that we talk about.
Yeah. Yes, he should be addressing
Because what is happening with Palantir, I mean, just to be clear, in case people didn't listen to our last episode, they're saying we're going to just choose targets at random to surveil. Our CIA does this. Our CIA created Palantir. Our CIA does this. We choose targets at random. And they're already doing this here.
that. Right.
We surveil them. We watch everything they do, everything they buy, everything they say. We assign them a score and we decide whether or not to kill them.
Right. And we have a 10% mistake rate.
Sometimes we make a mistake and we kill
10%
somebody,
give or take.
but hey,
Which actually means like 40%, but whatever.
we're keeping you safe.
From the immigrants.
We might have to kill you to keep you safe, but we're keeping you safe.
Your neighbor will be safer.
So this is the thing that I think is Trump's tell. This is being rolled out, and that is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. What is the Fourth Amendment? I think it's the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment is like your right to a legal search and seizure.
Yeah.
So a cop just can't come up to me and say, like, give me your drugs. It's like, no.
I'm searching your car.
Yeah, you don't get to. Yeah, unless I'm like super high, and then you can go, I'm gonna search your car. And it's like, all right. But then you got probable cause, like
Yeah.
your eyes are really red and you were like fondling that woman's breasts.
And you were driving on the wrong side of the road.
Sometimes there's probable cause.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't use these tools.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if somebody looks like they're planning on doing some gnarly stuff, like some of these Antifa, like meth heads, and they're like all getting together, planning like some gnarly thing, dude, surveil them.
But you know what's kind of weird? It seems like those people that seem to like they catch them after the fact or after they're dead because they blew up like a building
Yeah.
or something. They always seem to like say, "Yeah, we were surveilling them, but we didn't really do anything about it." It's like they've
So
been
weird.
watching them, but whatever.
Well, the thing about surveillance is it's always arbitrary. Like they had surveillance in Jeffrey Epstein's cell. But just weirdly, the guys fell asleep, and then the camera stopped running for about an hour, and then he was just like,
He was just unalived during that particular time.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems to happen like that.
I think that's when he went and got in a submarine and went to Antarctica.
It was probably there was probably like an opening in the floor and just dropped right into the submarine.
And the camera stopped working
Yeah.
right then.
Gotta turn the cameras off.
That's why I don't think Trump is addressing this because it's going to be too gnarly.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to divorce with Elon; he has to divorce with Israel.
Yeah. He doesn't want to do that.
I don't think he wears the pants around here.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
And I think Thomas Massey kind of found out what happens when you kind of point that out.
Yeah.
Thomas Massey. He's the one that
Yeah.
came on Tucker and was like, well, every member of Congress has an APAC handler that has to do everything that Israel says.
Handler. Isn't that interesting?
That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd want a handler. Would you want a handler?
Have you ever seen dudes who are married, but they're like, their wife is like their handler? Have you ever seen those guys?
Yeah, actually.
It's like,
I know somebody like that.
You're like, I resemble that remark. Well, so I think that's kind of like Israel is like the wife who wears the pants.
Oh.
And our presidents and our senators and our governors and even our city council are like the cucked husbands.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
And this is all a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump is a reality show contestant, and this is all a distraction. And what the real news that snuck through is the Palantir thing.
Right.
That's I think that's the elephant in the room.
I think that's totally true.
Because what if we always said we're like really concerned about? It's the digital prison.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Palantir is like, we are the wardens.
Yeah. And, it's really hard to, um, wake people up when those people are the ones that are taking the new blue pill and they were awake before, but now that it's all under Trump, everything's okay and they're just going to go along with it.
You know why?
They
We've
think it's
talked
all good.
about this. Things are terrifying.
Yeah. They don't want to be scared.
You don't want to be scared. Trump is the Teflon Don.
Hmm.
He is the anointed. And when he got his ear shot off, he didn't even bleed on his collar.
I know. He was so clean and neat
He's
about it.
he's a clean bleeder.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the clean bleeder as our leader. That's what I think. That's what I think they're thinking.
That's a great slogan for a t-shirt too. Going with the clean bleeder for our leader.
I think that's what they're thinking. I don't know why. I mean, how can you look at Palantir and look at Trump being cool with it and not know that he's in? See, because
I don't know.
first of all, in order to be still supporting Trump, you have to overlook Operation Warp Speed.
You got to have some serious cogdice.
That's Cogdis right there. But now you got to turn your Cogdis to it. You got to your dial has to go to 11.
Yeah.
You got to full on Cogdis Palantir.
They cogdiced the Elon brain chip thing. That was all that was put off to
There's
the
so much
side. But
Cogdis
now
going
we
on.
got to cogdice the Palantir thing too.
And they do it. They do it because you know what? Ignorance is bliss.
It is.
Its fear is too gnarly. I don't want to be afraid.
I'm thinking of another shirt. Cogdice.
Cogdis is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. We got to work on that.
I love
There's
that.
something there. I got
Yeah,
to work on that.
Cogdis is bliss
Yeah.
because that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Cogdis is bliss because it's like remember we were talking about the dude on the cruise, right?
Mhm.
And he's at the buffet, and this is the late night buffet, which is an important one.
So it's like the fourth one of the day.
He's only had three.
Yeah.
He's only had three gargantuan meals. And so now he's on his fourth one. So
At midnight.
he's at the fondue. He's getting fondue.
He's in his little scooter because he can't walk.
So here's the typical Trump supporter. The typical Trump supporter is a 400-pound dude on a cruise at the midnight buffet in his rascal. And he's at the fondue station and he's getting fondue. And someone comes up.
Dude, he's getting
He's getting
fondue.
fondue in the middle of nowhere. And somebody comes up and says, hey Steve. I guess he's a fat guy named Steve.
Okay.
Hey Steve. We just hit an iceberg. And we're going down. The boat's going down. And Steve's just gonna go, I'm getting fondue. I don't care. I'm getting fondue. Show me where the roast beef is. I'm gonna have roast beef and fondue right now. I don't care. I don't care. Hey, wait, Steve, don't you want to go to the lifeboats? We still have time. We just hit the iceberg. No. I just want to eat and feel. That's all they want.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on. And I think you can. Have you noticed how you could all of a sudden be in like a super perfect neighborhood where the bushes are perfect, the grass is perfect, everything's super clean,
Yeah.
and all the cars are like perfect Teslas, and everybody's dressed perfectly. And I think people there are in kind of like Pleasantville. It's like Blue Pillville.
Blue Pillville.
It's Blue Pillville.
Yeah.
And they just live and they just go, you know
They
what?
live in their blue pill bubble.
Yeah. You go, did you know that outside of this tract of homes, there's a gnarly dystopia that's crumbling around us? And you go, excuse me, I'm going to have a Tupperware party right now. We have Starbucks. We have Starbucks and we have Teslas, and we're gonna go watch some Netflix. And that's what these people are doing.
Yeah.
Because I notice people, they're acting like it's time to party. Have you noticed?
I know.
Let's go to a dance club.
Yeah.
Let's have a barbecue.
And not that we shouldn't, throw a party now and then. or enjoy ourselves because we definitely
Have the
should.
party be maybe in the right vein.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you're partying, like let's have a blue pill rager
Yeah.
where everyone gets blue pills and Kool-Aid when you show up to the party. I don't want to hang out there.
No.
Those are boring parties. You know what? If you go hang out at a party with blue pill and Kool-Aid being served, everyone's showing you pictures of their trip to the freaking Bahamas
Right.
and going, here's that snorkeling. And it's like, I don't care because you're boring.
Yeah.
You're boring here and you're boring in the Bahamas. You know, blue
Totally.
pill people, they don't understand one very simple tenet. It's not what you have in the world that matters, it's what you are.
Right.
Because
Such a good point.
I'm from Southern California and I see so many people that their whole identity is predicated on what they have.
Totally.
Oh my God, did you notice? Here's my portfolio. Like, whenever you meet them, they like break out their portfolio.
Yeah.
So every person they meet, they have to get validated by, here's what I own and here's my lifestyle. And it's like, yeah, but what you are is vacuous
Exactly.
and lame.
That's why, like, we talked about in one of our other episodes about like so physical ideals, and
Oh
people are
yeah,
so it's so important, and but like I said, my grandma always told me pretty is pretty does.
I love
If you
her.
have nothing inside, then you're not going to be pretty no matter what.
Isn't that the truth? And
Hmm.
the reason I bring that up is not to just diss people randomly that have cog dis, but I bring that up because I think that is what makes people susceptible to being blue pilled.
I think so too.
And right now, it's kind of a dangerous time to be blue pilled.
Yeah.
You need to wake the F up.
Wake up. Yeah.
Palantir is a wake up call.
And if you can't see, something suspicious even about this whole fiasco, I mean, for one thing, okay, even if you don't want to see a conspiracy or whatever with this whole thing, shouldn't most people be questioning the fact that, like, why are two grown men who have these high positions in our world having this, like, very public, like, argument,
Spat.
a spat back and forth?
It's so
I mean,
undignified.
it's so undignified and so weird. It's like,
It's not first world.
it's not first world.
It feels
It's like,
banana republic.
yeah, it feels kind of second world.
It does. It does. It feels like we've come a long way down. You know, these are not statesmen like Kennedy
No,
and Winston
they
Churchill.
might be wearing a suit, but
They have no gravitas.
no.
You ever heard that term?
Yeah,
Gravitas?
yeah,
They have none.
yeah.
These guys are jokes. They're
It's not
farces.
very classy.
You know, it's kind of like, Vladimir Zelensky, you know? These people are reality show characters.
They are.
They all have acting backgrounds. They've all done reality shows, And Elon just kind of like
Yeah,
his arc feels like a script.
totally.
Like he just comes on the scene hopping around.
He was on for like a half a season,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what would he be an example of? Like somebody who got killed off and it was like, "Oh, they were cool, but they died."
Hmm.
That's kind of
And
like
some of the audience really liked that character.
did you ever see The Outsiders?
Hmm.
Remember Ralph Macchio's character dies,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do it for Johnny, man. You do it for Johnny. That
I loved that movie
I
when
did
I was a
too.
kid.
I you
I
I
loved it.
love that movie.
Yeah.
That's why we agree on so much. Well, anyways, I think Elon is kind of like Johnny. He's like the character who like he had kind of a, emotional part.
Yeah.
And the blue pill Trump supporters are going to be like, well,
Really sad.
he took over X, he made it free speech, and now he sold it to XAI,
Then
which is no big
then
deal.
he abandoned it.
Dude,
So
I
you
mean,
so
that's another cog diss.
yeah, total
Who
cactus.
who bought X?
Yeah.
XAI, which is BlackRock.
Yeah.
BlackRock bought our marketplace of
So
ideas.
the anti-free speech people bought the supposed free speech platform.
And Palantir is like a
Hmm.
subsidiary.
There's nothing strange about that.
So they're controlling your speech. You're not allowed to say what you want, and they surveil you constantly. And we're not talking about that as like the most pressing thing.
No.
And then you have like, what were you talking about? Like AI is like taking over.
Yeah.
It's like
We have,
subsuming things because it's
well,
doing its own
I
like
heard that
generation.
we might have to do a whole episode on this, but I heard that AI is now programming itself. Isn't that scary? So it's just basically taking over.
I do some things to myself sometimes. AI
Okay.
is AI is just like this part of the BlackRock micromanagement.
Hmm.
Micromanagement. Oh, I found another micromanagement. So we have friends of ours coming into town. They went to the hotel and they had to check in by 6 p.m.
That is so bizarre.
And then they got there at like 8:30 and then the office is closed. They can't even check into the hotel.
So
The
you,
office is
so
closed,
travelers traveling from another place who have to stay in a hotel have to finish up their traveling before 6 p.m.
which is weird.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
that's so weird.
It feels like micromanagement.
Yeah,
It feels like we're constantly being corralled more and more. There's like, nope, we control your behavior.
with a lot of little rules
Little rules,
that the walkers like to go along with.
little nudges,
Yeah,
you know? And then it's like you're placated with these kind of distractions. Like, Rumble and like all of the news feeds, they're just totally eating this Trump Elon
oh
war
yeah,
up.
because everybody's watching and all the ads that are playing are paying for it. Um,
So I can't help but think that that's an intentional distraction. And I think it's distracting as I think one of the main things is
I
Palantir.
think so
They
too.
don't want you looking at that.
So do you think Elon will come back? Do you think he'll come back for like another guest appearance, or do you think he's totally out?
I think he'll come back. He'll have, I think what'll happen with Elon, he has too much sexual intercourse. So
You really think they're worried about that?
I
Like
do,
he's
well,
he's
no,
populating too
I don't think
much?
they're worried about that, but I think
He's working against their depopulation agenda.
this is my theory about Elon.
Okay.
Okay, so he's had a couple of meetings with Satan,
Oh yeah.
but Satan has said, Elon, I'm not letting you in the inner sanctum yet. I don't know if we're going to let you in or not.
Elon's throwing a tantrum.
And Elon's throwing a temper tantrum. He's like, I want in the inner sanctum like Peter Thiel. And Satan's like, hold on, we have to still find out. So I think Elon badly wants in the inner sanctum,
Hmm.
but he hasn't been allowed yet.
Hmm.
And I think it's going to TBD.
Yeah.
I would,
Oh,
if
it's
I
like a
was,
cliffhanger.
it's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
This is what I think. If I was a gambling man, let's say it was Vegas, and there that would be cool. You know how you can go like sports bet
Oh
at
yeah.
Vegas?
I bet they're having bets on this in
We should
Vegas.
have bets like this.
Yeah.
Like, how is this going to play out?
Right.
I think,
Team Trump or Team Elon.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say Team Trump because I think I know the script. The
Mhm.
script is Trump is hero.
Right.
Trump is hero, and it's one world government and based in Israel. But anyways, Elon, I think his role might be Martha Stewart style spectacular downfall,
Oh, right.
and then he gets voted off.
And then he'll be crocheting scarves in prison.
He'll be, yeah, and then he'll go to wherever these people go when they get voted off the island.
Yeah.
But I think he'll have a spectacular downfall first, and it'll have something to do with what he's done with his mid region. Something. Because he's got too many baby mamas, so he's gonna get honeypotted.
Uh,
Some hot chick is gonna be like,
Somebody's trying to honeypot him right now. Did you know that?
yeah,
Yeah. So maybe there's going to be another one that comes out of the woodwork, like somebody bigger,
they'll honeypot him.
like a big story.
Or he'll hook up with like a girl that is like 16.
Yeah,
And then
that's
she
probably
was
what'll
real
happen.
mature.
Yeah.
And she was like totally enamored and like, oh
She'll
my God, did you name your son an equation? That's so hot.
or it'll be one of these girls that they trafficked, that
Yep.
the government trafficked, and they'll get her to go in and do it, and then they'll arrest him for being with an underage girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Elon, look at the way he hops around like Tom Cruise.
Hmm.
What that shows is he's kind of insecure and he's gonna fall for a honeypot.
Totally.
So he'll have a spectacular downfall.
Yeah.
And then he'll have like a Harvey Weinstein type like Me Too happen to him. And then he'll get voted off the island. I don't think this is voted off yet,
Yeah.
but I think this is part of Trump's narrative. He's the Teflon Don nobody messes with, the Trump.
Right.
Because I was listening to like the Trump blue pill like narratives, and they are the blue pill people right now, to this second, this day,
Yes.
they're struggling to kind of stay blue pilled, but they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. They're struggling with the cogdice.
Yeah, they'll figure it out though.
Yeah. Yeah. They're coming up with their story.
Because Trump will keep putting out more data that'll seal up their bubble.
Mhm.
So
There's like a
these
little, it's like there's like a little hole in their bubble right now.
a little
A
bit,
little bit. But Trump's gonna seal it.
I think the hole in their bubble has to be, why is Trump not addressing Palantir?
Mhm.
Why is our CIA joining with Israel to create a huge surveillance system? And the fact that he's not bringing that up means he's a cult member and this is a reality show and you need to put down the Kool-Aid. But they're not. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I want to like go talk to some of your Trump cult friends over the
Mhm.
next week
Oh yeah.
and just act
Get
like,
some,
you know, so see
yeah.
what you can do is you can kind of lure them in. It's real easy. Blue pill
with
people are kind of easy to manipulate.
with a little blue pill.
Yeah, because you just all you do is you kind of root for who they're rooting for a second,
Hmm.
and then they come and just start spilling their beans. They go, "Oh, you root for the same person as me? Okay, good."
So I'm just wondering though, like, um, I think I just mentioned this earlier, but I'm wondering if this is going to further divide that already divided group, or like how are they going to feel about Elon now? Are some of them going to be like, oh no, Elon's bad now, or do you think they're all going to like stay with their original story, their second original
Elon will
story?
become bad. Elon is one of
But
those
how are they
people.
going to defend their all these months where they've been like, Elon's great, he's saving our free speech and stuff?
They'll have blue pill data bites, and
Mhm.
the blue pill data bites will explain that away. They'll be like, "He betrayed us.
Oh right.
He betrayed Trump." That's
Yeah.
probably going to be
And
their blue
then
pill.
how are they going to explain that to me when I say, "Well, I told you. I told
Told
you so."
you. I told you. And they're going to be like, "Shut up."
Yeah,
Well, we didn't know. And you were rejecting him for the wrong reasons.
right.
That's, see, that's the weird thing too about blue pill. You have to reject people for the right reasons.
Yeah. You can't reject him because he wants to put a brain chip in everybody.
No,
That wasn't the right reason.
no.
Even though that was the right reason
We kind
before.
of jumped on board with that for a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
No, and you can't hate him because Teslas suck.
Yeah.
I mean, we should do an episode on Teslas. Teslas suck.
Yeah.
Those cars are lame in every way, shape, and form. And it's a cult.
Yeah.
And the people who own them are kind of cult members.
They are.
But let's not talk about that. Let's not loathe. I loathe them for that. I kind of loathed Elon from the time I saw him.
Yeah.
He is he's kind of like Peter Thiel.
Totally.
He's so trying so hard.
Yeah, and he doesn't, I don't know, he's supposed to be like this genius, but he doesn't really sound like it when he talks, you
Him and
know?
Peter Thiel don't really formulate words well.
No.
They kind of like, and they,
Yeah.
yeah, like Elon does that too. Have you never seen that in
Yeah.
an interview?
Yeah.
Like he'll do like these false starts for like 15 minutes and then finally
Yeah.
like start saying something and then he'll act like he speaks in this tone that's like I'm super smart, but actually that was kind of a Captain Obvious kind of thing. He's like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like he is totally in that Peter Thiel kind of sciency cult,
Totally.
you know?
Yeah.
And he's trying to ride that. And I don't know. I think Trump might be maybe maybe Trump's base is getting disillusioned with the science cult.
Oh.
This could be strategy.
Mhm.
Because Trump is obviously in bed with the science cult, but maybe I think what Trump might be doing right now for political reasons is distancing himself from Elon and Netanyahu,
Mm.
you know?
Right.
And that could be image management for him.
Totally.
It's kind of like you're a cheerleader and you've been hanging out with Brian and Eric, and now Eric got herpes.
How did he get that?
He got herpes because he went down on some girl while she was sleeping, and it wasn't cool. And so now he's completely getting voted off the island. But you're still hanging out with him.
Oh,
So you need to distance yourself from him because it's not good for your in crowd status.
right.
And then Brian hangs out with him. And we already told you Brian's a dork. So
Yeah.
you need to stop hanging out with Brian too. So Trump is doing that. Trump's in the in crowd. Trump is Brandon from 90210.
Uh-huh.
So he's the center of the in crowd. And so he has to decide who he distances himself from. So I think that might
Do
be
you think he's making those decisions?
no.
He's getting those that direction from the
Remember,
script.
remember, I was talking and I couldn't remember the name of it. It was called SPARS,
Mm.
SPARS 2025. And it was these documents that came out like maybe 3 years ago. And it was the whole Cooties script.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was everything to a T.
Yeah.
Even having like the rappers come out and say, get to shot, no, get to shot.
Yeah.
Like everything to a
Everything
T.
was written out.
It was
Was
all a script.
yeah.
I think Trump's that. I think Biden was that too.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on is kind of like Winston in 1984. He's constantly curating.
Hmm.
They're constantly writing this script
Totally. And they're changing it day by day,
day by day.
minute by minute,
So the script is constantly being written.
according to what needs to be done.
So everything that Trump does is scripted.
Yeah. So do you think are we going to have to wait until next season for this cliffhanger to resolve, or do you think it's going to happen like maybe over like a 3 episode kind
You
of
know,
arc?
you know what I noticed? It's kind of like Bindergate and the JFK files. Everything that they kind of hype up becomes a big nothing.
Yeah, they build it up and then it just kind of fizzles.
And then, yeah, no, he's not fired. We just kind of we
We
had a
just had a little
disagreement.
fight.
He's back at Doge.
We got back together.
Yeah, he's back at Doge. He apologized to Bono. I think that's probably what had to happen.
Think so too.
Well, should we stop talking about this?
I think that was interesting. We're probably going to have to recap because I know there's going to be another episode of the reality
Well,
show.
yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
remember in General Hospital, Luke and Laura, it was like a couple of seasons,
Yeah, it
you
went on.
know?
Well, they like to drag these things out because it is a lot of drama and it stirs people up. It's good for ratings.
And you
So
know what's
it's
going
going to be
on?
drawn out.
The reason it's drawn out too is because people are terrified
Yeah.
and they're desperate for a narrative.
Yeah.
They need a narrative.
To give them direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. This Trump Elon drama is gonna be something to distract the Dories for the next year.
Right.
That's what I think
And
will
then they'll
happen.
just forget about yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all meaningless. For the real people out there, our audience, they know focus on Palantir.
Yeah.
Don't focus on this.
Right. Well, that was fun.
It was great seeing you again.
You too.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.